Hi and welcome to the Market View from Capital Spreads. It's the Tuesday the 9th of April 2013. So it's been a relatively quiet start to the week in terms of data. We saw yesterday the economic sentiment survey come out of Europe, and it came in slightly weaker than expected, in addition to the French sentiment survey that came out this morning, weaker than expected as well. I think this is a reflection on sort of the troubles that are ongoing in Cyprus, also the inconclusive elections in Italy, and now we've seen Portugal creeping back into the news when they rejected the austerity cuts over the weekend. Also, we saw this morning out of the UK better than expected industrial production data. This was quite key because it's sort of the final bit of information before they make their Q1 estimates of GDP. So that sort of helped the FTSE out. It's had quite a good start to the week on the back of the declines that we saw last week. The FTSE currently trading around the 6,300 mark, Dow about 14,567, Euro dollar about 1.3047, cable 152.92, gold 1570, and finally Brent at 105.22. So a look into the rest of the week. For the rest of today, we've got US wholesale inventories out later today, and we've also seen the deadline for the Memorandum of Understanding between Cyprus and the Troika. This needs to be passed today in order for the Bundestag to vote on it the week commencing the 15th of April. So we really don't want to see any more delay here, sort of running on the problems in Cyprus. Into tomorrow, we have French, Spanish and Italian industrial production. Again, interesting to watch the data coming out of the peripheral nations. We've seen strong demand for the bonds at the end of last week, so interesting to see how they trade on the back of the data and what happens to the yields. And a key focus, I think, of tomorrow evening will be the Fed minutes, which are going to be released on the back of the 19th to 20th meeting they had, 19th, 20th of March. They left things, rates unchanged, and also to maintain their 85 billion in asset purchases. So it'll be interesting. People will be looking for the detail within what Bernanke said for any clues, especially on the back of the weaker data that we've seen. Into Thursday, we've got German and French CPI data, and then followed by the publishing of the ECB minutes on the back of the meeting last week, where they left rates and QE unchanged. And we saw, obviously, Draghi do his press conference. I think the tone was rather dovish, so it'll be interesting to see, just again, go over the detail. In the afternoon tomorrow, we've got initial jobless claims and continuing claims out of the US. Again, another one to watch out for on the back of the weaker than expected non-farm number that we saw on Friday. Came out at 88,000 against the 200,000 expected. We did see the unemployment rate drop to 7.6 from 7.7. This looks rather positive, but when we look into the figures, it actually showed quite a large number of people dropping out of employment, so this may be the cause for that. And finally, into Friday, we have Spanish, Italian CPI data, and also EU industrial production figures on the back of these ones that we've seen earlier at the start of the week. And into Friday afternoon, we get US PPI data, retail sales, and we also get the University of Michigan, another sentiment survey for the US. So again, good to watch out for that on the back of the weak data that we've seen. And finally, US business inventories. Okay, that's all for this week. As always, any feedback, please send it in to us. Thanks.